Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Nobunaga's Ambition, Sphere of Influence on Mysterious JG. We're right back to where we ended the last video, except that we haven't dealt with the prisoners because I don't want to deal with the prisoners until now. Well, I just showcased what would happen if we tried to execute, and it looks like we can, and there's really not that much special that goes on with it. So let's try to hire everybody. I get a little time to sort matters out. I'll go and cool my head off for a time. When I return, I will swear loyalty to you. I am honored that you would choose me, my liege. My talents are at your disposal. Well, it's a great honor, says the ogre Vitace, who is like our ultimate rival and enemy, and is now hanging around in Koizumi Castle. So we'll need to pick our most talented officers who have little reason to be loyal initially and get their loyalty up. And I don't have a lot of treasures, but I do have something else up my sleeve, which people will probably have a lot of fun with in the creative writing portion of this LP when they have to justify the decisions that Masamune/JG is making. This one might not go over that well with some folks. But we're actually pretty close to having a cross-section of Japan, which is kind of useful. It really helps to control the movement of any enemy forces, although we cranked up the difficulty of the AI, but we're not seeing a lot of... Nobody's been attacking us. I mean, in goofing around off screen, I can occasionally get it to happen, but only if I'm super aggressive and leave bases almost defenseless that are near enemies that are hostile to us, which I haven't been doing that. Might be time to start building up our, I don't know, I got a lot of things to spend cash on. I can't just keep finding new things to spend cash on.
Your orders?
Templar.
Here is last month's balance.
Expenses were exceeded by revenue at last.
Reporting in.
Appeasing some tribes happened. So now when we go to our officers... We've got guys of low loyalty. Shows blatant hostility. I don't think I'll get along well with my new master, my liege, Masamune, and all different reasons. The nation isn't Date, my sworn enemy. The unskilled have no place around here. I'm looking for people whose stats are red, because you'll occasionally see people whose stats are not as high as they should be because they're ill, but I've also seen it where stats are not as high as they should be because somebody doesn't trust us. I know it sounds like a weird game mechanic, but I've definitely come across it. So if people whose stats are actually good, let's see, from here down, whose stats are actually good? Well, your stats, obviously. Who else is really worth making happy? He's a good officer. He's a pretty good officer. But as far as guys with, like, really high stats, it's pretty much just the Ogre of Itachi right now. Now, we'll get his son, who also has really good stats, but not yet. Sometimes shows blatant hostility. Keeping master of retainer relationship may be difficult. He's also 58 years old. It's good that the talented are rewarded. My liege Masamune and I hold different views of the nation. Isn't Date clan my sworn enemy? Well, now I'm going to do something that might not go over that well with everybody. I am going to award a title as a way of boosting loyalty to the Ogre of Hitachi. I'm going to make him the Bingo Prefect. That will increase his loyalty to 12. By the time his, like, I don't like the Oda, or I don't like the Date stuff has worn off, he'll be pretty much in the blue. So we won't really have to worry about using him. Other than the fact that he's 60, almost 60, Seems pretty good move. I thank you deeply for assigning me the role of Bingo Prefect. Well, I figured you were trying to take over our lands anyway. I might as well give you some power over them. I'll hold the other title for when his son comes back into the fold. Although it's not as important to win over the rulers as it is in Romance of Three Kingdoms, because if you take over a kingdom, get its ruler to become loyal to you, you can send them out on recruiting missions to recruit their former vassals to work for you. That's not needed in this game, so it's not as powerful to have a former ruler working for you, but it's still pretty good.
Ask for anything you want.
Alice's Restaurant. I could also bribe some officers with gifts. This might not be a terrible time to do that.
Ask for anything you want.
Food prices are high because of the famine.
Thank you for your patronage. Ask for anything you want. Thank you for your patronage.
So I've got those in reserve. I just gotta look for officers that are worth actually rewarding now. This guy's actually pretty good. What is his 17th head of the Yuki, second son of Kakato Aoyama. He would constantly form and break alliances with the Hojo and Uesugi. He later adopted Ieyasu Tokugawa's second son, Hideyasu. He's like 71. I know it sounds super ageist, but I don't probably want to spend a treasure on him. He will not be around that much longer. There's a Satake retainer. Served 3 generations for Yoshiaki, Yoshishige, and Yoshinobu. He remained in Japan during Hideyoshi Toyotomi's Korean invasion. His stats are kind of okay. I mean, he's above average, but he's not fantastic. Maybe I should be holding on to these for my own created character guys more. I can max out his loyalty with a gift. Hotaru Yuki. Okay, she doesn't really have a bio. You are already at maximum loyalty, aren't you? Yeah. Now, there's some guys I give... Oh, he's the junior sergeant. And his loyalty is good now. And then I gave a treasure to one officer, and they just make a point of telling me that they never write it. No, none of these other guys really need a treasure. I guess I could keep them in reserve. Or I could just give them to the middling officers that I noted. I didn't like giving one to you because you're old. But that seems pretty ageist, so... Let me give you something. Then you... I'll give you a little something, something. And I'll hold on to a treasure in case... I'll hold on to at least one, I guess. Okay. We got more domestic expansions that could be going... Not just expansions, just development. Oh, you were a guy. Kagakatsu I was thinking about should probably get a treasure. But he might already have one. Kagakatsu Uesu. Oh, it's by first name. So... Yeah, his loyalty's already fine. Okay. Moving towards a Cargaman. Oh, that's going to continue to be yellow because of my treasure for a while now, unfortunately. We'll send a Kanedate. We should be able to scout another enemy castle at the same time. She's going to get her ninjas on it. Put a little ninja on it. Now we can get that dual annex going over here. What about down here? Once again, almost out of food.
Ask for anything you want.
I've sold all I can this month. And I couldn't use up all of my labor because I don't have enough money. Crap. Okay, wasted labor there. Just spent so much freaking money that turn, it was ridiculous. Kikuhime's gained the statesman trait. That's nice. Good for her.
Your orders? Here is last month's balance.
Yeah, 50,000 income, 53,000
Reporting
expenses. From this day forth, I call myself the Bingo Prefect. That's the real reason I kept attacking you from behind. To terrify you, so that you knew you must make me Bingo Prefect to avoid destruction. We can expand Oda Castle. So it was probably worthwhile to have,
What would you like? Thank you very much.
probably worthwhile that we built all the stuff for population growth down here. That is a fountain. That is a fountain. This would be a good place for a cargoman. This would be a good place for one of the things that expands commerce and monies. Ooh, Oda Castle's got all sorts of stuff it's doing right now. And reservoir. They're gonna be really resistant to famine down there. Okay, don't have any place that needs to do that. Oda Castle has got everything going that it can. This will take a while, but we'll do it anyway. That's just that treasure sitting there in my inventory. The game doesn't like that. Labor is used, which means no road work. Daimyo who want to be our vassals. We can give a gift to make it. Yeah, I'm not going to give away that gift for that reason. Although it is a legitimate reason to buy gifts in this game. $3,000. That really should be enough, but to be on the safe side, I want to pull in some other forces because I might be able to press on and take over additional castles. Oh, you know what? No, we need more horses first.
What would you like?
We're almost out of rifles and horses. Now let's try this again. Although I don't have the Dragoon Corps and stuff where I'm weakened if I don't deploy that stuff. I just like having them. There we go.
Moving out.
Alright, so now we got a nice attack going. If I can roll over these cities as well, I can start working on peace with the Maida. I might actually want to think about doing that now. Can I make... No, I can't really do diplomacy with the Maida. They're too far away. That will become a thing I can work on once I've taken these dudes over. So I'm hoping that between the 6 of them, they'll be able to take all 3 of these cities. Because, actually, as I look at it, might want to just have you guys start down this way. Right off the bat. Because this city here won't be that bad. 4,000 troops, or 4,000 hit points on its walls. 2 plus 22. By the time you guys get there too, that'll be easy. They will have to actually beat the defenders, but... tough battle will be taking the castle with like 10,000 hit points. But if I can, we'll be in a really good position to make peace with the Maida and kind of build ourselves up for the next phase. Because I can take over the north. I feel like I can take over the north at my leisure.
Let us show them how we do battle.
Well, they're coming out to fight Masamune. So maybe I will divert you guys down here as well. And Masamune will, since he's kind of passing through there anyway, we'll have him focus in on this city.
Everyone, follow me!
Now Masamune is like our leader and all that, but if he doesn't have created officers with him, I don't think I will bother to actually zoom in on the battle. I will just let it take its course. He should be able to win it fairly handily. He's got them outnumbered more, almost 2-to-1, about 2-to-1.
Marching.
And he's a better officer anyway. And he's got veteran Matsunisha guys. My biggest issue here is that they're going to have a long march and they'll be low on food when they attack. There's really no way I can see to avoid it. And when you got to travel that far for each battle. What happened to... I had another... Oh, you guys are all the way down here. Okay, well, at least you'll have... You'll be as full up on food as possible when you arrive. Oh no, Tanakiyo Izumida has died. I hope he's not a guy I just gave a present to. He's the Yonezawa Castle, so we'll have to... Well, that guy sorted himself out, and so did that guy.
Your orders? Reporting in. Here is last month's balance. Reporting in.
Turn my leave, and I intend to serve. So Yonezawa Castle is... Well, hold on. Any of you guys worth hiring that we just got? Looking for guys that I know came from those clans we just took over. You are a former leader of a clan, but I don't think we really care about you. Here's a guy with a leadership of 1 and a valor of 5. I am really curious as to who you are. He's in Ashikaga, so he's one of those... Lord of the Shimotsuki Kitsuregawa Castle, son of Yorizumu, after his brother Kunitomo died. And he's on Nagoya Castle during the invasion of Korea. He married his wife and acquired his land. Okay, that's not really telling me why your stats are that terrible, but whatever. I'm curious, though. We should have some officers, potentially, who are showing reduced stats. I would get this with officers that we hired who had been leaders of clans. But I guess whatever makes that happen hasn't happened for these guys. Okay. And it was Yonezawa Castle that lost an officer? Well, never mind. They've got like a shit ton of officers. I think it was Yonezawa Castle. You still seem to have 4 at most of these places. You can get the awful, awful Ashikura guy, but he'll be competent for just like, you know, political stuff. Just having an extra hand on, you know, person on hand who can act as a overseer if I'm trying to have the person who was normally the overseer build a castle wall or something, you know? Just that kind of thing, not like superstar who's going to like take over the world with his tactical brilliance. I'm kind of throwing these guys around who are have terrible terrible loyalty. Just, well, you know, you're not going to be at the front line, so. So we had Otawara. Not quite Ottawa Castle, but it feels like it. Just once again, decreasing the odds that there's any city where there's nobody to carry out commands ever. Like, honestly, there should be somebody in these cities that currently have 0 people in them just so that they can act as overseers. Because some cities have 0 in them because, hey, I sent out officers marching, and guess what? They are 3 officers leading an army, and there was only 3 officers assigned to the city, so suddenly there's nobody there. Yeah, not the most exciting way to spend a video, I know, but I think I already went up those cities. You guys probably need people too. Eventually, Vulture Bobo is just going to lead a massive attack on the Nanbu, but with his massive unit. Okay, you can probably get it. No, you can't quite start on a dual annex yet, but you should be able to get a residence going. That'll take a long ass time.
What would you like?
It's not a matter right now that I don't have
Thank you
enough
very
food
much.
for this invasion. It's that they can't carry. They don't have wood oxen. They can't carry that much at a time. Get an armory going. I always love getting an armory going in these places. Doesn't actually do anything, I think, unless you get the castle facility that's associated with it, but it still feels pretty cool. Like you're really... Oh, Bloody Handed's actually doing development stuff. That's not normally his deal. I may have to investigate the professor's bag. Sorry. Earthwork expert Grimmeth. Just keeping on the keeping on of on keeping here. She doesn't have earthwork, but she does have faster than usual. Okay, yeah, she has politician, which I think has a chance of doing political stuff on the cheap. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oda Castle's got the best roads it can have. I'm going to go out of my way to increase the roads for our allies down here, but it's a good feeling to have road advancements for our own cities. Got a tiny bit of cash left. We've built all the roads in the history of the world. And, yeah, it feels pretty good. We're not going to appease tribes down here at the moment. And it doesn't look like we have any ability to talk to these tribes up here. So let's just call it a video. And next time we'll come back and see if we can't finish off the last thing standing between us and having an actual control of an entire section of Japan, like an entire from one sea to the other. Nobody can cross from this section of Japan to our section of Japan without going through Date territory. I think that would be kind of neat. I'm Mysterious JG. I want to thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope you join me next time for more of Nobunaga's Ambition, Sphere of Influence. Bye-bye.